The United States is home to stunning landscapes, diverse cultures, and some of the weirdest laws you'll ever encounter. From outlawed donkey naps in Arizona to pickle bouncing regulations in Connecticut. And yes, these are actually real laws. I am not joking here. For example, have you ever wondered why it's illegal to mispronounce Arkansas? You can't say Arkansas. Or why dyeing a duck blue could get you in trouble? Some of these laws are completely outdated. They date back to wild historical events, while others are just completely off the wall for no reason. I'm going to try to give you a little background on each one as much as I could find out, but each of these are actually real laws. Welcome back, everybody, to American Travel Fun. I'm Chuck, your host, and these are 20 funny and bizarre laws in the USA that you won't believe actually exist. Now on with the show. And starting off with number 20, we have Arizona, where it is illegal for donkeys to sleep in a bathtub. And why is it illegal for donkeys to sleep in a bathtub? Well, this law dates back to 1924 in Kingman, Arizona, when a rancher's donkey took a nap in a bathtub that was washed away during a flood. Now, the donkey was okay. Totally fine and everything. Wasn't killed in some tragic accident, but it was very costly for the town to recover this tub with a donkey in it. So to prevent this in the future, they came up with this really weird law. Donkeys cannot sleep in bathtubs. Now, they can still bathe in a bathtub, but they must stay away. Number 19, Arkansas. It is illegal to mispronounce Arkansas. And when I say mispronounce, I mean saying Arkansas. Now, why is this illegal to say Arkansas? Well, back in 1881, it was made into law to mandate that the state name be pronounced Arkansas. This is to honor the French and Native American roots of the state. Apparently, people back in 1881 and prior were really arguing over how to pronounce the name. The spelling stayed the same from what I can figure out. Basically, half the people were saying Arkansas and the other half were saying Arkansas. So they came up with this. Apparently, this is what the Native American and French would say. Number 18, California. Women cannot drive while wearing a housecoat. Why can't they wear driving a housecoat? Well, this was to emphasize public decency. Obviously, they had no idea what people wear today. You can see some crazy stuff out there in the world. People driving around, in a birthday suit. Just driving around in the birthday suit because they want to. At least they were wearing a full house coat. It covers from head to toe. There's nothing, you ain't gonna see nothing. But other people, they wear G-strings or who knows what. Maybe nothing. Birthday suits everywhere. Some guy walks around New York City. The cowboy. He takes pictures with people and basically is Speedos. He's just a cowboy and takes pictures. I had no idea what they were talking about back then, did they? Number 17, Connecticut. A pickle must bounce to be considered fit for human consumption. This is a real law, and they actually did enforce this for a while, back in 1948, and a little bit afterwards. Apparently, back in 1948, 2 pickle packers were arrested for selling unfit pickles. What made them unfit? I don't know exactly. They just kept saying unfit, but they were unfit for human consumption. To ensure the quality, the officials devised the bouncing pickle test. If a pickle didn't bounce when dropped, it was deemed unfit for sale. Now, I'm not a pickle person, but I've also never seen anybody take their pickle and drop it to see if it bounces. Has anybody else out there done this? I'm really curious. Has anybody, do pickles even bounce? Does anybody actually know? Does a pickle bounce? Please tell me, because I really don't know. Number 16, Delaware. Whispering in a church is illegal. Did they really need to make a law for it? I guess you shouldn't even be talking in church. But with this being illegal, and that's all it's stating, is that it's illegal to whisper in church, does that mean it's legal to talk or yell? And also, does this count for synagogues and temples and other places of worship? Or is it just churches? Because it only said church where I found it. Intended to maintain decorum during worship services, this law technically requires worshipers to avoid whispering, though shouting secrets isn't encouraged either. It's also not in the law saying you can't. And moving on to 15, to Florida, it is illegal for unmarried women to parachute on Sunday. It is legal for them to parachute any other day of the week, just not on Sunday. I don't know why. It's a law. Florida has a lot of corny laws. This is something probably Florida man came up with because he got jealous of all the laws put up against him. And if you happen to have been caught violating this law, you could actually have fines or jail time. But there is no actual record of this in modern times being enforced. I just want to know, did they actually have like somebody on the ground getting ready to arrest them, or were the police standing in the airplane checking everybody? Hey, are you married? Let me check. Do you have a marriage license? Yeah or nay? Let me see it. I mean, a little weird there. That's Florida for you. Number 14, Georgia. You cannot carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket. Now, I've heard this one before for a lot of places, but this is the only one I could actually find where it was down on paper. And the reason for this, why you can't carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket, is horse thieves would do this to lure the horses away without actually technically stealing them. They didn't touch the horse just followed them because they want the ice cream because they knew it was good. So they came up with this creative law. And apparently it would work from what I can understand. Very ingenious. Number 13, Hawaii. Coins in ears. It is illegal to place a coin in your ear if you are in the state of Hawaii. Now, I don't know who did this. I mean, are there people like trying to see how many coins they could fit in your ear? Can you fit a coin in your ear? I mean, I don't know. I got a pretty small ear, but somebody must have done it. This law was designed to preserve the integrity of currency and may also have roots in Hawaiian culture. But yeah, you're not allowed to put your penny, nickel, quarter, dime in your ear. Just don't do that, because you can do that when you come home to the mainland, even Alaska, but not there, not in Hawaii. No coins in your ear. And number 12, we have Illinois, and napping in a cheese factory is illegal. Now, I don't know why just a cheese factory. You would think napping in any factory, but no, this is just for cheese factories. They don't care if you take a nap in the milk factory or any other factory, the license plate factory, go for it. But apparently this law was passed for sanitation purposes because people were taking naps and contaminating the cheese products by tired workers. So they made a law, no napping in the cheese factory. Apparently this is the only place people like, which kind of makes sense. You eat some cheese, a little wine, you take a nap. Number 11, Indiana. Fishing with firearms. Fishing with firearms, crossbows, or dynamite is illegal in Indiana. Now, I feel like somebody from Florida came up and said, hey, I know how to go fishing. Come on, guy. This is how we go and get them gators. And they got some dynamite and, well, they went fishing to the local pond and there's no more fish. That's my theory. I mean, who does this? Who goes with dynamite or a gun? A crossbow? That must be an awfully big fish still. And this law was introduced in the late 19th century. This law protects the aquatic ecosystem and ensures safer fishing practices. Number 10, Kansas. It is illegal to hit a vending machine that has stolen your money. Now, I disagree with this one, and I would be arrested almost immediately because the machines steal my money all the time. I swear it's a freaking conspiracy against me personally. Yeah, you go up, you put $1 in, $1.50, $2, $2.50 even, just to get a freaking Coke. And it doesn't give you your money back, it doesn't give you a Coke, it doesn't give you anything. I'm not allowed to kick the damn machine because the guy inside's like, I don't know what to do. Call the number on the vending machine. This law was enacted to prevent injuries and property damage. This law addresses the dangers of tipping vending machines, which can lead to accidents. This law was enacted in the 1980s. I swear it's conspiracy. All the machines trying to take my money. Number 9, Kentucky. Dyeing a duck blue and selling it is illegal. This law was passed in the 1920s, and it was aimed to prevent animal exploitation and novelty-based mistreatment. Apparently, all around Easter time in the spring, when people would want to buy bunnies and chicks and ducklings, they'd go and they'd dye them blue to make them, extra special. Well, that was deemed cruel and unusual mistreatment by animals, and it is. You shouldn't do that. It's just ridiculous, but they used to do that. But interesting enough, you can still dye your ducks pink and green or basically any other color because they're not mentioned. Apparently blue was the color. I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do because blue is like a royal color, I believe. Maybe that has something to do with it. Number 8, Louisiana. Mourners cannot take more than 3 sandwiches at a wake. I don't know about you, but if I'm at a wake or anything similar, I'm not really thinking about food. I'm not hungry. I mean, I've never been like, I hope they got a turkey sandwich here. Because last time, man, that ham just didn't sit right. The ham and cheese, no. But that turkey sandwich, man, over at Joe's Wake, oh man, that was great. I mean, who does that? Or you need 3? I mean, how hungry are you really at a wake? This law was passed back during the Great Depression to discourage overindulgence during somber occasions. Number 7, Maryland. It is illegal to eat while swimming in the ocean. I mean, yeah. Who wants to do that, really? I mean, who did do that? Who was eating while swimming in the ocean? I'm not going to do that. I don't want my sandwich to get all wet or my pizza. And the law was passed to prevent littering and to protect the marine wildlife. But strangely enough, it says specifically the ocean, so any other waterway like river, lake, stream, what have you, reservoir, go for it. Eat your pizza while swimming. Even in the rapids, go for it. Just not in the ocean. Number 6, Montana. Montana states you cannot have a sheep in the cab of your truck without a chaperone. I don't know if they don't trust the human or the sheep. I mean, which one is it? You have to have a chaperone because you can't be trusted? That's not right. This law was passed due to Montana's ranching culture, where on the occasion, a rancher would put a sheep in his cab because it was just real quick. You'd have to go down the road, take it to the vet, I don't know. But it would start kicking and there might be an accident or somebody would get hurt. Well, if you have 2 people, one can hold the sheep or lamb, and the other one can be driving and not have to worry about this stupid animal trying to get in their face. That's basically what it comes down to. But it does sound quite odd. I mean, who wasn't trusted? Number 5, Nebraska. Bars cannot sell beer unless they are also brewing a kettle of soup. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I ever went into a bar and saw a pot of clam chowder brewing or vegetable beef soup. Just love me to get a beer and some vegetable beef soup together. Yeah, does not happen anymore. This law was a Prohibition-era regulation aimed to promote responsible drinking by requiring food to be served alongside alcohol. Now it's just a throwaway law that nobody enforces. Now you might find some pretzels or peanuts, or you might even be able to go and order like one of those salty freaking bar pizzas. Little miniature ones that are salty as hell, so that way you drink more beer. But yeah, you ain't gonna find no soup. Number 4, New York. It is illegal to throw a ball at someone's head for fun. I didn't know that was such fun. Can you imagine walking down the street in New York City and bam, you get smacked in the head with a ball? That would be horrible. That would suck. This law was passed in the early 20th century, obviously for safety concerns about dangerous pranks. Exceptions do exist for sports like racquetball, pickleball, baseball, etc. But the concerning thing is that in the 20th, people thought it was fun to prank somebody by throwing a hard object at your head. That was a prank. Wow. The worst I used to do is we used to do this thing called tic-tacking, where we used to go Halloween, the day before Halloween, technically, mischief night. You go into the cornfields and you get some dry corn and you take off all the corn kernels and you throw them into a bag, and the next day when all the kids will go out trick-or-treating, you drive around your car, it was back in high school, and you get a handful of corn and you throw it at them. Go tic-tacking. That was fun. Nobody got hurt. The kids would run away, you throw it at the little 8-year-old, 9-year-old, whatever, and throw it. They start running away, screaming. You drive off because the parents were yelling. It was great. Anyway, yeah, I'm just giving everybody bad ideas. I better stop talking. Number 3, Ohio. It is illegal to go whale fishing on Sundays. Yes, just on Sundays. Every other day of the week, you can go whale fishing whenever you want. Just make sure you don't do it on a Sunday, or that ranger, cop, what have you, the forest guy, he's going to get you. You will go to jail if you start fishing on Sundays for a whale in Ohio. And Ohio, being a landlocked state, in case you didn't know, likely had adopted this law by mistake or as a relic of broader maritime regulations. Either way, it's hilarious that you can actually go fishing for a whale. Number 2. Now, this is probably the weirdest one out of everything, and the creepiest one out of all. On this entire list, this is truly the creepiest. Texas. Selling your eyeball is illegal. Who sold their eyeball? Who? Now, I couldn't find any record of anybody selling an eyeball. I mean, you go on Amazon or eBay, I'm sure they don't have eyeballs for sale, but in case you wanted to in Texas, don't do it. You cannot sell your own eyeball. Maybe you can sell somebody else's eyeball. I don't know, but you're not allowed to sell your eyeball. Now, this law is predating organ trafficking laws and was introduced to prevent such unethical practices and exploitation prior to organ trafficking laws. But it's still on the books to this day. It's very specific, the eyeball. It didn't have anything else about any other body parts. It was just very specific about the eyeball. Do not sell your eyeball. Very specific about that body part. All the rest you can sell. You want to sell a finger? Go for it. Toe, arm, whatever. Just ear, just not your eyeball. And number 1 on our list is Tennessee. The only animal you can legally shoot from a moving car is a whale. Yes, we're going back to the whales again, but this time we're going down to Tennessee. And you know damn well there's some stupid redneck out there that said, "Aw shit, I'm gonna hop in my truck and I want to drive down with Billy Joe Sue, and we're going to find ourselves a whale. Yes, sirree. We're going to drive along the riverbanks and we're going to shoot ourselves a whale. Look at all that whale meat we got. Well, whale jerky all day long. So I was wondering, like if I'm driving along the river, right, and I have a gun and I say I'm hunting whales, am I going to get a ticket for hanging my gun out the car looking for a whale while driving? Is that illegal? So what do you guys think? Did you guys enjoy this list? Did you know any of these laws? Have you broken any of these dumbass laws? I know I probably haven't. Not in any of these states. Maybe the vending machine one. Yeah, I probably have broken that one in every state but there. What state was that in again? I don't remember. But yeah, I haven't broken it there. Did I miss anything that you think should be on this list? What strange law have you heard of? Let me know down in the comments. Have you broken any of these laws in any of these states? Do you bounce your pickles before you eat them to make sure that they're good for human consumption? I've never seen anybody do it. Do you plan on yelling in church next time if you live in Delaware? Let me know down in the comments below, and until next time, have fun, guys.